Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. It wasn't just the actual match, that he had at the Royal Rumble, John Cena Umaga. I think the actual feud itself, and if you go back to before John worked that program with us, he was getting booed. He had started to get booed right around a year prior. So I'd say if we go back to 2005, when he started his program with Kurt Angle, and that was when Kurt Angle could do no wrong. I mean, they had Kurt Angle on TV talking about some real, he was really pushing the envelope, trying to get the audience to boo him. I remember they gave him Sean Daivari. He made some disparaging remarks on air about not supporting the troops. I mean, you talk about a guy that was just trying to get booed, and the audience absolutely refused to boo Kurt Angle in his program with John Cena. Then John moved into a program with Edge. Same thing. There was a lot of people that were starting to really get behind Edge. And then John entered and worked with Triple H at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago, which was the night before Umaga and I debuted on the main roster. So John had been in a series of feuds in which, as the top babyface, he was starting to get a number of a vocal portion was starting to boo him. So when we had started to work with him in November of 2006, it was very refreshing to see that the audience started to boo the bad guys and cheer the babyface, and that was what we wanted, and that's what we delivered.
And I think a lot of people thought that Umaga was going to be walking away as the WWE champion at that point because he had gone on such an absolute tear since debuting, and we're going to get to the debut in a minute. But what did it mean for Umaga at that point? And obviously, we've talked to, his former partner Rosie, we've talked to Rikishi, so we've gotten some looks at Umaga, and we've kind of learned a little bit more. But I don't think too many people are going to know him, as well as you did. But what did it mean to him to get that title program at that point after just running roughshod through the roster for nearly a year?
Well, I mean, it was a huge deal, and it was a huge feather in our caps to receive the push that we got from the get-go. I remember, I think it was my first or second week, I think it was Michael Hayes who said, I think the question came up of, when is he going to lose, or when do you anticipate him losing? And Michael Hayes said, he ain't going to lose, right? And that was probably 9 months before the first televised match with Cena, which was, I think, the New Year's Revolution 2007. We were in Kansas City, Missouri, in the Sprint Center, and that was Umaga's first televised defeat, first defeat that was acknowledged by the company. So, the WWE is a superhero building company. They build good guys. They build the Hogans. They build the Austins. They build the Rocks, and the John Cenas are no different. So we knew that what goes up must come down. But I mean, we had a run where Umaga was only defeated on TV, at least. He was pinned probably twice in a year, and both of those losses were to Cena, right? Not exactly a bad thing. And then there was the loss at WrestleMania to Bobby Lashley. So, I mean, it was a huge nod to his talent. I was fortunate to be a part of it. I like to think that I helped get him to where he needed to be, and the rest was history.